Welcome to Comfort Havoc number 2. Okay, so before I do this, I just want you guys to understand there's going to be some confusion. Most of it's going to be on my end, and I'm probably not going to get her name right. Alright? So we're going to do Magma, and once I read this part, you're going to understand why there's some confusion. So, for those who do not know, this is Magma. Probably can't see her. I'll have to find a better picture when this is over. Okay. Probably still can't see her. But that's Magma. That's the one I clearly remember. Now, I will explain the confusion in a minute. But Magma, her real name is Amara Juliana Oliverians Aquilla. I'm pretty sure that I butchered. Oh, yeah. Her other name is, she's also known as Allison Kashmir. I'm pretty sure I butchered that. So what we're going to do is we're going to spell all 4 of her names and her other name. So here we go. Amara, I think that's how you say it. Amara, middle name Juliana, first last name Olivians, and the one in blue, which is her last name, Aquilla. I hope that's Aquilla. And now her other alias name is Allison, Alison, Kreshmere, Crestmere. God, I'm pretty sure I butchered that all the way through. Anyway, Magma was a New Mutant. She came out in 1983. So I was roughly about 10 years old. We gave her her name, so she's a mutant species. Her team affiliations: the Brotherhood of Mutants, Hellions, the New Mutants, the 198, I have no idea who that is. The Paragons, I have no idea who that is. The X-Men, Extreme Sanction, and Exclusive. I don't know any of them outside of the X-Men and the New Mutants and the Hellions. But we will probably check those out at another date and another time for my own personal research. I won't have to deal with that shit here. We're going to her fictional biography. I already read her name as best I could, so we're going to script that. She comes from the fictional country of Nova Roma. It says New Rome, and this is where the confusion is going to come in. It is a public colony in Roman Republic, reportedly founded shortly after the death of Julius Caesar in 44 BC. The colony was hidden in the Amazon rainforest of modern Brazil. Get the confusion? Because it says the Roman Republic, but then it says in modern Brazil. This was ruled recently by an immortal named Selene. Selene. I have no idea who she is because I don't remember her. Okay, I remember her now. But this is Selene. We are not worried about Selene. Alright? We are not worried about Selene, but Selene is a mutant and a member of the Hellfire Club. Oh, okay. Got it back. Good. Amara is the daughter of, oh my god, how do you say that? Lucius Antonius Aquilla. He is presumably to be a member of the historical gens. I have no idea what that is. Let's click on that. There is no picture, but there's an ancient Roman and Latin plural for the family consisting of individuals who shared the same numen. I have no idea what it means. Who claim to be descendants of common ancestors. Okay. We're just going to take that at face value because I have no idea what it is. Which claim to be descendants of Anton, son of Hercules. Growing up in New Roma, she had curly blonde hair and wore traditional white Roman toga. Caught up in a deadly power struggle between Selene and her father, she disguised herself as an indigenous Brazilian and is captured by the New Mutants. Now you see where the confusion comes in. She disguised herself as an indigenous Brazilian. Alright? Indigenous Brazilian is why she's in this video, because when I was reading her growing up, I never knew anything more than she was an indigenous Brazilian. Okay? She was captured by the New Mutants, who soon discover her true ethnicity, powers, and manifested after she was abducted by Selene. Though Selene, who threw her into a lava pool, Amara is defeated by Selene, but later rescued by the New Mutants and adapted her name to Magma as her historic identity. After her father's urging, she leaves New Roma in the company of the New Mutants to be taught by Charles Xavier. That's pretty much all you really need, because the rest goes into New Mutant stuff. Starts talking about the Hellfire Club, the Shadow King. Sunspot is who we're going to next. Alright. Roberto da Costa, fictional superhero. Now, he is supposed to be a native of Brazil. Alright. So we're going to read him off, because I said I was going to do him. So this is like a double whammy. This is more confusion. So he's supposed to be a native of Brazil, but we're going to figure that shit out. He's a mutant. New Mutants, Avengers, AIM, Costa International, Fallen Angels, Hellfire Club, New Mutant Liberation Front, the MLF for those who remember that title, New Avengers, X Corporation, X Force, X-Men, Young X-Men, U.S. Avengers, S.H.I.E.L.D. Alright. Noble aliases: Lord Imperial, Black Rook, Black King, Citizen V. I don't know when he was called Citizen V, and there's no damn picture. Fantastic. His abilities: superhuman strength, flight, that's new, absorption and rechanneling heat and light manipulation, concussive blast, plasma emergence, that's new. He didn't do any of that shit when I used to read comics. A mutant from Brazil, Sunspot possesses the ability to absorb and channel solar power. His idealistic impulses, but considers close friends to many of his teammates. He initially portrayed as an important member of the X-Men in the 80s era, Junior Team in the reincarnated X-Force. He later returns as Sunspot in a genre massive fortune, allowing him to buy out organizations and advance machines idea and recordry. He rebrands the Avengers ideas and machines. That would make him Citizen X. Alright, let's go on to give you his fictional biography. Sunspot, or Roberto da Costa, is Porto Pardo Brazilian. Let's try that again. Pardo Brazilian. He is the son of a wealthy Afro-Brazilian businessman, Emmanuel da Costa, and his wife is an American mother archaeologist, Nia da Costa. So he's Afro-Brazilian, which means he's Afro-indigenous. So one of his grandparents was indigenous to Brazil. Alright? Hopefully I explained that right, and if not, maybe this will do more. His father is described to be a very driven man who grew up barefoot houseboy. By the age of 20, a millionaire. By 30, economic political force to be reckoned with. Emmanuel constantly pushes his son to teach both his physical and intellectual limits. Thanks to his father encouraging, Roberto rose to the position of star soccer player at school, and was often considered recruiters for the Olympic Games. When Roberto was playing soccer, his team, a racist member of an opposing team, assaulted him. Roberto responded by intimidating a fight on the field. While taking a brutal beating, his mutant powers manifested, and suddenly he transformed into the creature, solid black solar energy. Surprised and terrified, the people abandoned the stadium, and only his girlfriend Juliana stayed. And then it goes into New Mutants. So we're not going to go into that unless I see Gedrin, because Gedrin kind of took over his father's business at one point. It's not going to say anything. I do not see Gedrin's name. I might be Gideon. It's Gideon. I don't know why I keep calling him Gedrian. Alright. So, for those who do not know, Gideon is this dude holding this other dude in a rear neck and choke. The guy with the green hair and the ponytail, that's Gideon. Alright? So Gideon is also a mutant. Alright? He was the team with the Eternals and the High Lords. Alright. High Lords has been retconned. They do not exist. I do not know when they retconned it, but they retconned it in like an annual because it was like the whole reason Cable came back through time to get Sam Guthrie, who was supposed to be the High Lord. Sam Guthrie became a High Lord upon his death, where he would become an immortal, and they retconned all that shit. For that, that's your quick Marvel history on High Lords. Now, as far as Magma, so I'm gonna say, because I'm reading this, that she's always been in disguise as an indigenous Brazilian and not officially in a Brazilian indigenous person. Now, up until I read this, I never knew that because New Mutants, man, if you ever read a New Mutants comic, they leave you guessing about a lot of shit because I knew that Roberto was part black. Roberto's like really the only mixed person in the entire X-Men universe on an X team. Everybody else is either white, Asian, or native, and you pretty much know where they come from. You know Kitty Pryde was white. You know Colossus was white but Russian. You know Storm was Egyptian. You know Scott, Jean, Beast, and Iceman, and Angel, the first five. You know they were white. You know Wolverine's white, but you know he's Canadian. John Proudstar was Apache. Banshee was white, but he's like Irish. Xavier's just white. And then when you get to the New Mutants, you have, what is her name? You have the girl from Vietnam. I can't remember her name right now, but we're going to find out. What is the name of the New Mutant from Vietnam? Jean Coy Man. I will find y'all an image of her. I will find y'all an image of her that I remember. Because at one time she gained a lot of weight when they went to hell. It's a long story. How about a book I actually have? Okay. She's in the very back. Alright? Like the very back. Move this lady there. She's at like the very, very back. So here's how this works. You have Cannonball, Sunspot, Mirage, Wolfsbane, but I forgot what man's code name is. Let's go find out. I know she's not indigenous, or at least it was Karma. That was her code name. Her code name was Karma. Zy-Koi Man. I'm pretty sure I fucked that up. Xian. I think it's like Jian. Yawn. Anyway, her code name's Karma. We're gonna go ahead and give her a bonus. She came out in 1980, so I was like 8 or 9, somewhere in there. Anyway, Human Mutant. She was an X-Man, Xavier Institute, New Mutants, Hellion, and Utopians. Her abilities: telepathy, empathy, mental possession, remote possession, illusion casting, psych shield, sensory screen or sensory scrying. I don't know what that means. Mind control weapon expert, skilled in combatant, adept medic, and marksmanship business specifically. Alright. So we're not going to go into her stuff. Like maybe if I do an Asian one with Asian superheroes, then we might focus on that. But all you need to know is that she's from Vietnam. Her origins are rooted in tragedy. Her father was a colonial in South Vietnam Army, was forced to bring his wife and 4 children on a mission when Zion's twin brother, Khoi Tran Man, was attacked by Viet Cong soldiers. Man's powers minded the force. Okay, so we'll save that for when I do like an Asian one. If I do an Asian one, probably want to ask Asian people on TikTok if it's cool before I do it. Um, the bottom line is that apparently Magma is not truly indigenous. However, for the purpose of this video, because I remember her being indigenous to Brazil, just like I remember Roberto being indigenous to Brazil, that's why they're both on here. Even if um, Magma is not truly indigenous to Brazil because she's in disguise as an indigenous person from Brazil. But we're going to count her as indigenous since it is Native American Heritage Month. That being said, I'm Echo Fangry Wolf. This is Kung Fu number 2. Be seeing you. This video went too long, y'all.